live in the dungeon. This is the Dream Warrior Review. I'm Kurt Thomas.
I'm Strawn.
I went to work today.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't.
Oh.
No, actually, I did work today. I did helmets and stuff like that. I have to say, though, that I have been uncomfortably numb.
I'm still numb a little bit.
I still have a spot on my leg right here that the feeling has not come back in it yet.
I'm kind of worried because I'm like 35 years younger than you. And I have the same problem.
I thought that was really weird on that day. I said, I think my leg went numb, and you went, mine too.
Yeah, it's still a little bit numb. But if I poke a pin in it, I'd probably be like, oh, I almost felt that.
That's exactly it, yes. I don't know what that's about.
And I'm sore everywhere. I'm still trying to recover.
Oh, but I
worked a little too hard for how much I got paid. I feel like I should have got paid more.
You think? I actually had a muscle right here from operating that fogger.
He's pointing at his finger, by the way.
I'm pointing at my finger. Yeah, the little muscle right there that like was doing this twitch thing as I was driving back.
Yeah.
I was like,
oh, I know. I got very familiar with that fogger. In fact, I became like a certified fogger. I could train people.
Well, you really missed the modified version of it. You know that was just basically
Well, I helped you trick those out.
There you go. Yeah, using math gas and basically using like just short of acetylene and oxygen and walking around with a bomb that burst into flames all the time. But what was great is Brian goes, I said, well, are you going to have the same problem with them bursting into flames here? And I said, well, I don't know. It only burst into flame like 30 times last night. And Brian goes, yeah, 30 times. I was like, wow.
And then there was a guy that was doing special effects that had a fog machine that he just wouldn't share it. It was in his truck the whole time. He took his fog machine and went home.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
Well, anyway.
We'll not get into that.
That's harder to set up, though, because you have to get like a cooler and dry ice and fan and electricity.
And it didn't work for very long.
And electricity, it seems like what I noticed, I was wondering on film sets.
No, wait a minute.
Are cords hard to find generally on film sets?
Never.
I found myself stealing somebody else's cord a lot.
I don't want to go into that.
Yeah, I don't either.
That was just
but I went into it.
Yeah, so you're already there? Yeah.
It's my therapy.
Actually, well, there was things, there was things, but at the same time,
the outcome is what matters, right?
The outcome was amazing. Yeah. That's all I can say.
Well, we don't know that yet.
And there were so many people that were trying so hard and that were just overcoming like insurmountable problems. It was funny. And you know what? Like I always say, filming is just a whole bunch of problems.
Yeah.
And
I found myself solving a lot just
that's just what you do. I mean, you just
something I've never had to do. Like, okay.
Yeah, okay.
I think this is how I should do this.
Literally, you just start out. You start out and you don't think about it.
Did I find the easiest thing to do when I had a problem?
What?
Tell other people to do something.
Yeah, well, it's always worked for me. Literally has always worked for me, and I just go work that out. Yeah.
Sometimes it was myself.
Yeah.
Hey, Kurt. Cut that cable.
God, Kurt. Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I just kind of I don't envy the guy that has to edit everything because it all comes down to Dustin.
Yeah,
and Jeremy.
Dustin.
Well, I guess
think
Jason
Dustin's
too, probably.
the problem, though.
Yeah.
Dustin.
As long as he doesn't get drunk and edit.
Yeah.
I think we're okay.
So, by the way, just in case anybody was just wondering what we're rambling on about.
Right. Let's tell them.
Yeah, we went and spent 10 days. Actually, I think I was there.
You probably spent
12
like 12
days.
Yeah.
We spent 10 days filming on Vengeance, the amazing sequel-ish to part 6 of Jason, which is a fan film.
Yeah.
But
I think the guy that plays Jason is awesome.
Oh yeah,
the story was
directing,
good.
The acting,
everything was good about it.
This is a cut above people. I mean,
they had people that, we were working on it. Of course,
we were working.
Amazing.
Yeah, I was there. Yeah, that was.
But everybody told me that everything got better when I showed up. So I don't know.
Is that what is? Are you sure that you were listening to that?
I don't know.
For that?
I heard it somewhere.
Okay.
I might have said it.
Well,
maybe I said it.
Did maybe a little bit.
Who knows?
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
I got a shout out to Jared. He's one of our fans now. Well, he just started following us. He told me one of his favorite part of our shows was when we just kind of shoot the
in the beginning.
Yeah.
Just this kind of crap.
Yeah, just kind of ramble.
Well,
about nothing.
we are rambling about nothing.
So he's a mover. He's a mover and a shaker where I work. He moves a lot of stuff around, and he's really good at it.
Janitor, right?
No, actually, warehouse guy.
Oh, warehouse
guy.
He's
very good with forklifts and stuff.
Well,
I think he tries to run me over about once a week or so. But anyway,
so
that's a different story.
So he is good at what he does.
But anyway, I just thought I mentioned that he followed us and he's been giving me feedback.
So that's great.
He likes our show. I don't know what's wrong with him, but he likes our show.
Yeah, well, they're demented people all over the world. So a lot of people that worked on Vengeance actually do listen to the show, and and we want to say, hey, you guys. Both of us had a great time. I know that you had a great time.
I did.
It took me a couple of days to.
Who needs sleep?
Yeah.
Ibuprofen is my best friend.
Sleep, sitting, that's standing, walking around. Yeah, boy, it was. But at least it was wet.
Yeah. And you're tired when you take mini naps, like while you're standing up.
Right? Yeah.
Like, whoa. Oh, there I was.
I find you just standing there just staring. Why
am I holding this electrical cord in the rain? I was going to plug it in. That's right.
It's funny, the experience, the levels of experience I thought were really interesting, and there was an interesting part where Dustin, the DP, and that I really love Dustin, and I thought that his stuff was amazing.
No, he's great.
But it was really funny because he saw the lights out there in the rain, and he goes to me, he says, I think that we need to pull the lights out of the rain. I was like, really? No, you don't need to pull the lights out of the rain. He goes, no? And I go, listen, I've rained on every kind of light. Intentionally, I've rained.
The lights back in 1953 were a lot more dangerous.
Well, I don't know if they were more dangerous. They were simpler.
Yeah.
Certainly. But the thing is if you have a ground on something, it's going to survive in the rain. But even if you don't have a ground on something, it'll survive for the most part.
Well, what I'm saying, I guess, is nowadays I think they have better insulation around the cords and stuff.
Yeah, they probably.
And switches.
Yeah, they probably.
They usually have encased switches now.
Yeah. So
less chance of getting electrocuted.
Probably. Anyway, Dustin, we made it.
And those are great lights. I mean, you can't go wrong with those lights. But anyway.
Well, I like the one. Now, it was really interesting to see the one that he had.
I like the sky panel.
The sky panel was kind of funny.
I wanted to take it home and snuggle with it.
I like the fact that it could do the worst job of
lighting and stuff.
I'm not going to say it was the worst job of lighting stuff because it really wasn't.
I meant lightning.
But it did do a really terrible job of fire.
Oh, lightning was worse, I thought.
I saw the lightning and I was thinking I was really unimpressed. But then, I'm kind of the old-fashioned guy that wants to get a welder and 2 carbon rods and put them over my head and go, so that I could be like God.
I would have volunteered for that, probably.
I know you would.
I was up for anything.
In the rain. That would have been.
I was up for just about anything.
And you know what? I've done that in the rain. No, there's something about it that like just reminds you of God when you're doing lightning like that. It's because it's primal. Yeah. It's like, I mean, literally, you can feel the vibration of the electricity running through the carbon,
and it makes a really loud noise.
And it makes this great noise. Yeah. It's awesome. Yeah. We're going to talk about
Hellboy.
All
right. Based on the graphic novels by Mike Mignola, Hellboy, caught between the worlds of the supernatural and the human, battles an ancient sorceress bent on revenge. I feel like I should read this in reverse in really deep voice, so it sounds like a demon.
Yoble, Hellboy.
It's basically a remake of the 2004 one, right?
Well, this is the remake of the 2 Guillermo del Toro
ones,
and man, what I thought was interesting is that I can't remember his name right now, but the guy who originally wrote the cartoon, the graphic novels of Hellboy, actually was one of the executive producers. So this might conceivably be closer to his vision of it.
Yeah.
Because certainly
there were some things that were different.
Certainly,
obviously.
the other Hellboy, the original, the two Hellboys, Del Toro's Hellboys, were more lighter. They were lighter. They were more comical. They were. They had a much better look to them. I mean, Guillermo del Toro being the design. I mean, they had a much better look. And of course, you had Ron. Why can't I remember his name?
Ron Perlman.
Ron Perlman as Hellboy.
Who's this guy?
This guy was
David Harbour.
David Harbour. And I'm not 100% sure. Yeah. Even by the time I got to the end of it, I still hadn't thought to myself that he was Hellboy to me.
I kind of liked the washed out kind of rocker kind of thing he had going on, but I didn't like him as much as the other Hellboy.
Yeah, the other Hellboy.
And you're right, his face looked weird. Like
his face. But
it's because I fell in love with Ron Perlman.
Right,
doing
exactly. I mean, this one, honestly, this one looked like Hellboy on meth Hellboy. You know, his teeth, his cheeks were sunken.
Right.
You know, it's like, a little hit in the pipe pretty hard back.
Do you know who I would have liked to see as Hellboy in this one?
Who?
Even though he's a little older, I would have liked to see Craig T. Nelson. For some reason, I was thinking,
what?
How cool would that be?
Craig T. Nelson is Hellboy? Wait.
Look at him. I mean, his jaw structure and everything. See, there you go. Oh well, little advertisement.
Yeah, I'm not.
You don't
there
see that?
No,
the voice and everything. I could see it.
Danny Trejo, maybe.
that he would be awesome.
Now I can totally see Danny Trejo as Hellboy.
But speaking of guys that can kick ass, the guy that played the dad on this, I like his voice, and I swear his balls probably vibrate when he hits that low
it has
frequency.
To be. Yeah. He probably has to wrap him in rubber to do that. He has to wear rubber shorts. Yeah, absolutely.
Why is that so they don't slap against the leg and make noise?
Exactly. Well, to keep the vibration right. Rubber dampeners. Yeah, the dampener shorts.
And then Mila Jovovich is in this, and she's just her usual awesome self.
Yeah, and I like the character. I liked all the three characters that they brought together for it.
Yeah.
I just constantly through it.
Yeah, I kept thinking about the other one.
I kept thinking about the other one.
But this one was really fun to watch.
Yeah, it was fun to watch.
Like if I had never seen the other one?
Right. If I'd never seen the other one, I would consider this to be far better than any Marvel film whatsoever.
It was definitely a comic book. I mean, you're watching a comic book here.
Yeah, no, you're watching a comic book, but it was better by far than a Marvel film. Very dark. The end. This was a much darker Hellboy, and I don't know why, but boy, it looked like in this one they were trying to throw every possible makeup effect that you could throw out there. I mean, we had worlds of swirling vaginas and multiple eyes and just everything you can think of.
I think one of my favorite scenes was the giant scene. I don't know why. I just enjoyed that stuff. Where he's battling the big giants.
Oh yeah. It was.
And there was some humor there. Yeah, that's what made it funny.
Came up, not as much humor in this as in the other one.
Yeah.
And certainly not as much humor from Hellboy's part.
No.
In this one, a lot of the humor came from other places. Mm-hmm. It didn't come from Hellboy's character, which was a constant with Ron Perlman. Yeah.
He wasn't red enough either. I don't think. He just wasn't red. He was more pink.
Oh, this one?
Yeah. I felt like he was redder.
Yeah, no, you're right. He was redder in the original. See, look right there. He's pink. Well, it's Me Too moment. It's a Me Too period. Yeah. I
don't know. I think it's above average for sure, but
I think it's above average. I don't think it's as good as the last one.
Right.
I did kind of think to myself, I was looking forward to I was looking forward to the next one. I think it was pretty good setup. I like I said, I still have some trouble getting used to his face and not Ron Perlman's face. I mean, I don't want to, totally get into that one.
Well, this guy, the guy that directed it, I've heard his name, and I just couldn't remember I couldn't place him at all. But because I haven't really watched Game of Thrones, I apparently did 2 episodes. But
so he did some of the Westworld. So
he's done a couple episodes of all these different TV shows.
Hannibal. Constantine was an interesting show. That was. Oh, he did some of the. There was
some shorts there.
Game of Thrones. So he's done a thing or
Lost
two.
in Space. There you go.
Oh, Skull Island, Blood of the Kong. Is that going to be a next one?
I don't know. It says it's rumored.
Oh, rumored. Did you?
But The Reckoning is in pre-production.
Right. Hey, listen. That reminds me of something.
And that's what's his name? Neil. I just want to give him a name.
Oh, okay.
Neil Marshall.
Neil Marshall. I wanted you to. Wow, he's a very weird-looking human being. So,
are you going to say where he's from? He's probably from... Oh!
South Dakota, it looks like.
No, read the...
Where's he from? Oh, England. Ugh. I have problems with English people, So, anyway.
I don't understand.
So, your first time...
I love English people.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
Especially cool English people named Laura. I thought she was cool. But anyway...
Yeah,
it's just a random person I just mentioned.
She was still brilliant, still British.
I just like the brutal sense of humor.
It was true. She did. Go
I watched her brutalizing people.
Yeah,
it was fun.
Particularly me, right?
Exactly. Anyway.
Yeah, and by people you say me.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Thank you. Thank you. So let's rate this and then finish our rant on Vengeance.
What did I give the other one? So I need to look at my spreadsheet. My spreadsheet and see what I gave.
I think I was 4 on the other one, and I think that you were about 3.3 or something. We actually had like a wider.
I kind of wish I gave the other one more now.
Yeah.
Because I'd probably give this a 3.3.
3.3. See, I'm not there.
It shows how much our ratings mean.
Yeah, I'm at the most. I'm going to give it a 2.9.
Well, the only reason why I give it more is because I enjoyed the whole thing, even the parts that I thought were really cheesy and the lines that I thought were really stupid.
Right.
I really didn't care. I was like, okay, I kept thinking, okay, I'm looking at this as like a comic book and it's more fun.
And I think that I was reading it, I was directly, going up against the master.
Well, I forgot about the other one a few times, like during certain scenes.
But you just recently saw that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. See,
and that was the first time I'd seen that one.
Yeah, that is. See,
and I've seen 2.
I've seen the 2 of them many times.
I never saw Hellboy 2.
And so I've got that image in my mind of Ron Perlman and the amazing sets, and Guillermo del Toro is
he's awesome.
Such an interesting director.
I need to find 10 minutes to watch Hellboy 2, I think.
10 minutes?
At some point.
Put her on extra fast. Yeah. So your first time on set, on a movie set.
Right, on a movie set. I've been on TV sets and stuff.
Yeah, you've been on TV sets before. So,
but movie set, yeah. Well, I had to. I figured out terminology pretty quickly because people were saying some things that I'm like, oh, okay. So, I just have to translate what that means in my head,
right?
Based on TV lingo,
right? Yeah.
And then a lot of the people there knew as much as I did, or less. So
it was such an odd group.
It was interesting to see a learning curve of some people. Like mine was probably a lot faster than some other people.
Right,
and
right.
Some people were probably faster than me. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just people learning things really, really, really fast.
Well, a lot of it's
sink or swim kind of thing.
A lot of getting ready for something is logic. Logic comes into like, what am I going to need for this?
Right.
I'm going to need power. I'm going to need lighting. I'm going to need.
See, the thing is one thing that you do when as a professional, as somebody has to do it all the time, is all the time that you're there in that one spot, you make sure that you come with everything that you need. And why this it bothered me that there's a thing about all your stuff, right? If you're working in props, where every prop is, and you're studying the prop, the script,
so
and you know what's coming up.
Yeah.
So
and you're one step ahead all the time.
One step ahead. See, that's the one thing. That's what really moves a production along, is when everybody is one step ahead. And if there was a fault of all of us there, it was that for one reason or another, our inability to actually, as a group, be one step ahead, because things because there was a certain amount of and you can blame
it. A lot of it was equipment.
A lot of it was equipment. Yeah. The equipment wasn't there. Equipment was. I also felt that as far as equipment goes, we rented over our heads for a lot of times. We rented equipment better than we could support.
Right.
I mean, it's
some
great.
of the lights were too much for what we needed it for.
Yeah, well, and it's great to spend $20,000 or $15,000 on a camera package. Do by all means take $300 out and buy some extension cords so you can operate it.
Well, I used to do even when I had my own little video production company, I had a little tote, right. And it was nothing but cords, like just extra cords, like extension cords and like camera cords and microphone cords.
But I mean, you see, and also the thing is we didn't have a lot of people that were. Well, I could say we just didn't have a lot of people. But then, also we didn't have a lot of people.
Let me see. If I looked at what I did, I'd probably be like 8 people.
8 people, right? Well, you see, and there's also the other thing of like people we're not in a particular department, so they didn't learn this. In other words, if you got it done and you got it in front of the camera, you dropped it and you moved on, and that's kind of the way that we were as a group, is everything just got dropped and moved on. And after a while we just looked like just all these kind of little piles of equipment here and there, equipment and props.
I felt sorry for Jason because he was looking for props at one point.
Jason was working
the last
so
day
hard.
I was there, he was like, well, who the hell moved my rifle?
Yeah, he was a lunatic. He was absolutely a lunatic. And there again, I mean, awful lot of his problem would be that he didn't have.
He almost needed like a full time just prop assistant.
No, he needed a full team.
Yeah, well,
because he was doing art department too,
didn't he? Yeah,
right. So he needed a team, and he didn't have it, and he was really tired. Boy, I'd never seen anybody look so tired in my life. Towards that last couple of days, it was just like, hi, Vic, how's it going?
I thought he was working on his Jason,
yeah.
The lost look in his eye.
Yeah, the lost look. Yeah, Jason's dead. Jason's dead, man. But seeing him with C.J. Graham.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And seeing,
I didn't get to meet Tommy though.
Yeah, too bad. Tommy was really nice.
He seems really cool.
So that was Tommy.
I don't know why I called him Tommy.
Tommy McLaughlin.
Mr. McLaughlin.
Tom McLaughlin.
To me, because I don't even know the guy.
Yeah, but Tom McLaughlin was great. Like I told you, it was really funny that he walks. I walk in and he looks at me. He goes, 30 years ago, you built me a restaurant in a parking lot. And I was like, oh yeah, I did. Okay.
I think it's funny that you don't remember for sure, but then it comes back to you. It's pretty funny.
Well, it does. I mean, all of a sudden, you mentioned something specific, and that brings. Oh yeah, right. That just yeah.
And you said you pictured him like.
Yeah, I pictured him there on the set, and I was like, oh yeah, all of a sudden you put it all together, and you go, oh yeah, that was you.
And that was on Freddy's Nightmares, right?
Freddy's Nightmares,
the mysterious series that I'd like to see at some point, someday.
Not really, no.
Well, it won't be the best quality copy, probably.
Yeah, there are no good quality copies out anywhere.
There's got to be somebody out there that recorded it on VHS. It's probably the best copy out there.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But it was good to see him, and to have a couple of people that you had that length of time in common with, because but I love meeting younger people. I mean, I just had a blast. I really did. Didn't look like it after a while, I know, but I found myself, not smiling a lot, but that's not that I wasn't enjoying myself.
You were busy.
It was just busy.
Well, there was one point where you were facing the wrong way, but I didn't want to say anything.
You could have turned me around.
You were yelling at the air, basically. Where are the cameras?
Well, I did take care of a goose or two, so that was.
Oh yeah, goose wrangling.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah,
you could be an animal trainer, probably.
I'm not sure that there was a lot of training going on. I was just trying to be superimposing, and it worked. Luckily, because boy, it looked like we were going to have a collision there.
But I think that's out there somewhere on Facebook. I think.
Yeah. I don't know what it's called. Mick versus geese.
Probably
something. Yeah, it was pretty funny. So anyway, yeah, we made it through. Yeah, I got another weekend, and then we'll be all finished up, and we'll get to see it.
So was that a story time?
Was that
with both of us?
That was a two story time. You're gonna have to come up with different music. Yeah,
I have to combine them somehow.
And just slam them together, man. And, it could be a an NPR jazz session.
That actually might sound cool.
Yeah, it might. You don't know.
Improvisational jazz. It's
you don't know. Yeah.
Or what do they call it? Experimental jazz. I don't know.
Yeah, something. Yeah.
But, I don't know. Anyway, I think we're done with this episode.
I think we're
wrapping this up.
Goodbye.
Tell me a story.
Story time.
It's story time. Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, we are here.
Story time with Nick.
Thanks for joining us on the Dream Warrior Review podcast. Don't forget to tell your friends about us, follow us, and, of course, like us. We can be found on Podbean, which is an amazing app, YouTube, Stitcher, Alexa on any pod, iTunes, Google Play. We're on Twitter as well, at DW Review, and, of course, Facebook. You can find us there. You can also email us at dreamwarriorreview@gmail.com.